Hello, my name's Kara-Leah and this is my video blog. Beautiful sunny day here in Wellington. It's Thursday afternoon, which is when I usually record this. I watched Brokeback Mountain last night. I haven't seen it before, and it's a bit of an old movie now, and I wanted to get it out because I'd heard how good it was, and I wanted to see Heath Ledger doing his thing now that he's no longer with us. It was an amazing movie. It really touched me. Especially by the end, just seeing the depth of the love that these two men had for each other and how it impacted their lives. And again, it was that, that fear, fully justified in those times, that fear of coming out. I guess that's where the words come from, huh? And and being who they truly were, that and then how that would impact their lives and what they would risk in doing so. And so, one of them was bold enough to want to do it because he'd never really seen, I guess, what could happen to someone who did. And the other, when he was a young boy, had seen what would happen sometimes to men who did come out, or at least, live quietly, the way they wanted to live, and other people suspected and then reacted the way that they did. I mean, it's incredible. It blows me away that who we choose to love has such an impact on some people, and I can understand. I can totally understand. And toward the end of the movie, when one of the men is beaten to death because it's discovered that he's gay, um, and watching those three men attack him, and what I notice or what I feel is the fear in those three men, that there is something in them that is triggered by that other man, and that thing that is triggered is so scary. It is so incredibly scary, and they do not want to go anywhere near looking at that, or whatever it might be. And so it brings up these feelings that this energy that just has to be released and projected outward, and it's projected outward in hatred and violence. Um, yeah, I don't know, like it is such a small thing, but it's so clear to me what causes fear and what causes hatred, and why we attack each other. And there's another scene in the movie where the Heath Ledger character, can't even remember his name, Enos? I don't know, it was a strange name, but he's really upset and emotional when his ex-wife lets on that she knows what he'd been doing when he'd been going on those fishing trips with his buddy, and all of his emotion that he's feeling, he's not able to contain his emotion, and he almost gets hit by a car, and he just has to do something with this emotion because he's not able to process it, and so he turns around, and all the anger that he's feeling at being trapped inside this life, I imagine, he turns around and starts hitting the guy in the truck, and then of course the guy in the truck hits him back, and it's a full-on fight. And this is emotion. Like, emotion is energy in motion, and it is so powerful, and it takes such strength to be able to feel those really, really powerful emotions and not throw them out at other people or at the world. The energy has to go somewhere. So what happens then if we're able to just stay with our emotion? Like, when we feel the fear and we feel the hurt and the upset, because often underneath anger is hurt and pain. I don't know. I don't really have any answers to this. This is, I guess, where I'm at today. The things that I notice is that on an energetic level, the way that we are with each other is, the more that we are able to own our own emotions and to be aware of our own emotions and to sit with them and to just allow them to be, and then they will always dissipate when we do that. The more we're able to do that, the less emotion we have to available to us to throw out at other people, and then the less conflict that we're creating. Um, mm. And I guess that's when we look at the world and we, man, look at the way the world is, and in essence the world is the way it is because of us. in the way that we are. And so in attending to ourselves and in attending to our own emotions, we are changing the world on a massive scale, because yeah, it is so powerful to own your emotions. They're your emotions. So even when, oh, that's a whole nother topic. I'm not even going to go there right now. This is enough. Yeah, it was an amazing movie. Brokeback Mountain. If you haven't seen it, and I'm sure you have, because I think I'm probably one of the last people to see it, it's well worth getting out and just observing your own reactions. I mean, there were moments where I found it difficult to watch the two main characters together, like two men loving each other, and I could feel how it was making me uncomfortable, and it was just low grade discomfort. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And then because of that, I was able to empathize or imagine what it was like for the men who felt so extraordinarily uncomfortable with the idea of two men being together, that the only way to cope with that was to externalize it and literally beat a man to death, and in doing so cope with their own feelings of discomfort. Thank you.